Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day to my lecturer, Dr. Idris bin Osman, and to all of you. Today, I would like to share my findings on a current issue regarding recruitment and selection, that is how unstructured interviews affect the quality of hiring decisions. Before I start, let me introduce myself. Hi, I am Nur Ayumi binti Ahmad Tamizi. In this presentation, I will discuss these contents. So, what is an unstructured interview? An unstructured interview is a type of job interview where the interviewer doesn't follow a set plan or list of questions. Instead, they let the conversation flow naturally, asking questions based on what the candidate says. This format gives the interviewer flexibility to explore the candidate's personality, motivations, and experiences more deeply. However, because there is no structure, it is hard to get consistent information from each candidate. What about structured interviews? In structured interviews, there is a clear plan. Interviewers ask each candidate the same set of questions and use the same criteria to evaluate them. This helps make sure all candidates are judged fairly and reduces the chance of personal bias. While unstructured interviews may help create a relaxed, conversational environment, they can create issues when it comes to fair and consistent hiring decisions. Without a set process, interviewers may unconsciously show bias, miss important skills, or have a hard time comparing each candidate accurately. The question is, how can this issue happen? There is plenty reasons of it. One of it is lack of standardization. Unstructured interviews don't follow a set plan, so different interviews might ask different questions and focus on different qualities. This variation leads to inconsistencies in how candidates are evaluated. For example, two candidates applying for the same position might be asked completely different questions. One may be questioned mostly about the technical skills, while the other is asked more about their problem-solving abilities. Without a consistent set of questions, it is difficult to fairly compare candidates' answers. Next, subjectivity. In unstructured interviews, interviewers often rely on personal judgment and intuition, which can lead to biased decisions. Interviewers might make decisions based on factors that aren't directly related to job qualifications, like shared interests, a similar background, or even a personality traits. Unconscious biases can also impact the process. For example, an interviewer might favor a candidate who has a similar background or reminds them of themselves, even if the other candidates are more qualified. These biases can make the hiring process less fair, as the decisions are based on more personal preferences than on the candidate's actual fit for the role. Thirdly, inconsistent evaluation criteria. In structured interviews, all candidates are judged on the same set of criteria, such as problem-solving skills, teamwork, or leadership ability. This consistency makes it easier to compare candidates fairly. But in unstructured interviews, interviewers might each use different criteria. One interviewer might prioritize communication skills, while another is more interested in technical expertise. This inconsistency can lead to unfair evaluations, where candidates are judged on different standards. Number 4, risk of favoritism or discrimination. Without the structured process, there is a higher risk of favoritism or discrimination. Interviewers may, without realizing it, favor candidates with similar backgrounds, values, or interests. This can prevent diverse candidates from being chosen, even if they are highly qualified for the job. For example, an interviewer might choose a candidate who went to the same university or has the same hobbies, even if there's another candidate who is better suited for the role. This not only limits diversity in the workplace, but can also create legal and ethical issues for the company. How exactly unstructured interviews affects the quality of hiring decisions? Unstructured interviews are popular for their relaxed style, allowing candidates to feel comfortable and speak openly. However, this loose approach can create challenges. Without a set list of questions, each interviewer might focus on different areas of a candidate's background, leading to inconsistent information gathering. This inconsistency makes it hard to compare candidates fairly and can lead to subjective decision making. Without a standard approach, interviewers may also have trouble evaluating important skills equally across candidates, which could lead to hiring decisions that don't match the role's needs. Now, how to solve this issue? Number 1, implementing structured interview formats. A straightforward way to address these issues is by adopting structured interviews. In a structured interviews, each candidate is asked the same set of questions related to the job's requirements. For instance, if problem solving is an important skill for the role, all candidates will be asked questions that assess that skill. This approach ensures that all candidates have an equal chance to showcase their skills, making it easier to compare them fairly. By following a consistent format, structured interviews may help companies by making more objective hiring decisions. Second, developing standardized evaluation metrics. Companies can use standardized scoring systems. This means creating a system that clearly defines what makes a response excellent, good, average, or poor for each question. Different skills can also be given different levels of importance based on their relevance to the job. For example, communication skills might be important for a customer service role than for a technical role. Standardized metrics allow interviewers to assess each candidate in the same way, making it easier to choose the best person for the job. Number 3. Training interviewers to recognize bias. Even with structured interviews, interviewers can still be affected by unconscious biases. Training interviewers to recognize and manage these biases can make the process fairer. Bias training can include strategies to help interviewers stay focused on job-related skills during the interview. Mock interviews are also a helpful training tool, allowing interviewers to practice using structured formats and standardized scoring before interviewing the actual candidates. Over time, this training can lead to a more fair and consistent hiring process. Lastly, using technology to improve objectivity in hiring technology, especially AI, can help reduce bias and make hiring decisions more objective. AI tools can analyze candidate data fairly, focusing on predefined criteria rather than personal opinions. For example, AI can rank candidates based on qualifications and experience, which can help ensure that decisions are based on facts. AI can also track patterns in candidates' performance and suggest areas for improving the interview process. To wrap things up, unstructured interviews might feel more natural and help candidates to feel more comfortable, but they can cause big problems when it comes to making fair and consistent hiring decisions. Since there is no set structure, it is easy for interviewers to make decisions based on personal feelings or incomplete information, which can lead to hiring the wrong person for the job and missing out on great talent. But the good news is, these problems can be fixed by using structured interviews with the same set of questions for every candidate, creating clear ways to score answers, training interviewers to avoid bias, and using tools like AI to keep things fair. Companies can make much better hiring choices. These steps help ensure that the best person for the job is chosen based on their skills and qualifications. Thank you for listening, and I hope this helps you understand why it is so important to improve interview practices for better hiring results. Have a good day, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.